Well, the House health care vote gets underway today, so what will be the consequences for both parties if the bill passes? Joining us now is RNC Communications Director Doug Heye and DNC spokesman Heye. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you.
All right, so Doug, let me start with you. If this thing does pass, what does the GOP do with it? How do they capitalize?
Well, we'll capitalize by talking about this issue for the rest of the election cycle. One of the things that I thought was really interesting was there's a report that Nancy Pelosi said in a conversation today with Steny Hoyer that they don't want the vote to be at 216. They need it to be 217 or 218 because they don't want any Democrat to have to say that they were the deciding vote on health care. If this bill is as good as we've been told that it is from the Democrats, they ought to want to stand up and say, by God, was the deciding vote on this. But the Democrats don't want that. That tells you exactly what the political risk is for them. And it comes down to seats in the House and Senate, and we're comfortable we'll make major gains based on this vote.
But Heye, of course, we're hearing from the other side of the aisle. Listen, once this thing passes and people see how it plays out, they're going to understand what a good deal it is for the American public. Will that be the line?
Well, I look forward to Doug running on this issue and the rest of the Republicans. Frankly, this bill is going to increase competition. It's going to reduce administrative costs. It's going to reduce risk. And with those savings, we're going to be able to cover 95% of Americans, lower premiums, and provide the largest middle-class tax cut on health care in history. Now, if Doug and the Republicans want to run on getting rid of that tax cut, which is essentially a tax hike, getting rid of a prescription drug benefit, getting rid of small business tax credits, that's fine. That is a conversation we're happy to have. That is a debate we're confident that we're going to win in November.
All right, we'll talk about November in just one second. I want to put up a poll that we've got here. This is from Fox News Opinion Dynamics poll out this week. If you only had these two choices, would you vote to either remove all incumbents or keep all incumbents? 68% say remove all incumbents. So it could be Republicans and Democrats alike taking heat on health care, the economy, any kinds of things, any number of things. Doug, how do you see that poll playing out for you in the fall?
Well, by definition, the fact that the Democrats have an overwhelming majority in the House and a large majority in the Senate, that would play in our favor. You look at the number of seats that the Democrats are playing defense on versus the number of seats that we're playing defense on. Democrats are playing defense in a much greater fashion than we are. I think a lot of it comes down to not just what's in the bill, but the process that is played out. We've been talking about this, Shannon, you and I have been talking about this for 8-10 months now. And you saw in the House Rules Committee, Alcee Hastings, an important member, Democrat member from Florida, say there ain't no rules here. When the vote comes down, we make it up as we go along. Normally that's something you dismiss as nonsensical rantings from a member of Congress, but it really is a perfect encapsulation of how this bill is played out. It's part of why the American public is frustrated. It's part of the reason that they don't like this. It's not that they just don't like the bill, though they don't. They don't like the closed-door meetings. They don't want to vote for a member who's gained a Cornhusker kickback or a Louisiana Purchase or one of these other terms that really sounds more like a professional wrestling move or something like that. They don't like the bill. They don't like how it's been put in place, and that's why Nancy Pelosi's correct at the end of the day. They don't want anybody to have to stand up and say they were deciding vote on this, because if you do, you're going to lose your seat.
So, Heye, if it plays out, the content is a good thing for people. How do you address the procedural concerns that Doug has brought up? Because some people say it just doesn't feel right.
Look, I think in any midterm year, incumbents are going to have a difficult time. I think people are going to hold them accountable. And what Republicans are going to run on is saying, we want to take away these benefits that you've just now gotten. We want to get your health care costs have gone down, your premiums have gone down. We're going to go back to the status quo. If that's what they want to run on, I think they are going to have a tough time going forward. Poll after poll shows that the individual elements of this bill are incredibly popular. There was a poll in Doug's home state of North Carolina just yesterday by Elon University. 78% of people want to see reform. There's a Kaiser poll that shows individual elements, including increasing or diluting the risk pool, providing tax credits, all very, very popular in the 60 and 70 percentile. So I think the American people, when they feel these benefits, the tangible benefits, a reduction in their prescription drug costs, decreases in their premium costs, they are going to support people who supported reform, and instead of supporting the insurance companies in the status quo.
All right, Heye and Doug, we'll see how it plays out today and also in November as well. Thank you both, gentlemen, in agreeing to disagree.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Shannon.